morning, everyone. As you all know, every morning about this time, I do a live, and there's a reason for that. Number one, it keeps my authors out there and Midnight Publishing out there. And number two, it just makes me seem closer to those of you who follow both pages, Midnight Publishing and my personal page. As you can see, the title, I was going to do an author today, but I decided to do this real quick. The title today is What Are You Waiting For? And the reason for that title is I've had all night to think about something that is important. As most of you know, I talk about my journey as an author and how long it took me to get where I am today. And it was because people kept telling me I couldn't. But it was always on my to-do list to write. And people kept saying, you can't because you're not good enough. I couldn't go to college. I wasn't good enough. Couldn't be a bounty hunter. Wasn't tall enough. Wasn't young enough. Wasn't this. Wasn't that. Wasn't the other. However, I've got a brother who is mentally and physically challenged, and when he was told you can't, and not by any of his family because we knew better, he proved them all wrong. The story Dreamcatcher Failure Was Never an Option is his story. I was always afraid to ride a bicycle because I didn't feel like I could. Now, Stan, who is my brother, taught me to ride a bicycle. Not by putting me on it, not by berating me, not by telling me how stupid I was. You know how he taught me? By example. He learned to ride a bicycle. This was a child who was never supposed to walk, talk, feed himself, dress himself, go to school, interact with people, have a cognitive thought even. I was 13 years old. And he taught me how to ride a bicycle by example. There's a saying that a boss is just a boss, but a leader is a manager. And a leader leads by example. Some of the greatest generals in history led by being the first one on the battlefield headed toward the enemy. Some of the greatest generals out there put themselves on the front line, and others followed because they believed in their general. I believed in my brother. I watched Stanley do things that people said he couldn't. When we would play sandlot baseball, sometimes the neighborhood kid who was pitching would move up real close to him, and Stanley would say, no, go back, I can hit it. Go back, I can hit it. Move back. And he did. He hit it. When he started work, he started out in the janitorial services, and when he began his third or fourth career choice at Publix, he didn't want to do that anymore. He wanted to be a stalker, and he did. My point is this. For the past couple of days, I have been in contact with someone that I care about very much, and his wife is dying. She has had cancer and been fighting cancer for the last 6 years. There's nothing else they can do. What was on her bucket list? What was on their bucket list to do together? I have watched people that I care about leave this earth for various reasons, various illnesses. And yesterday on the podcast, I was talking to my other host, Mary Brotherton, about a book that my mother always wanted to write. It was a children's book. It's called Fantasy Forest. And she had taken all of her children's and grandchildren's names and created this fantasy forest using their names as characters in the book of the animals in this fantasy forest. She never wrote the book, but it was on her bucket list. Every day I get someone saying to me, I want to write. I have a story. But those 3 letters are the strongest word out there. But how many times in a conversation are we telling someone something and we say, but? Think about that. What is on your bucket list? What is on the dash? You go, what is the dash? Okay. We have a birth date and we have a death date. I call it an expiration date. In the middle is a dash. What will your dash be? What will you leave behind so that you will be remembered by your family, by your friends, by the people that you come in contact with, by total strangers? What will be your dash? Will it be a butt? For instance, 1951 butt expiration date. What will be your butt? Will it be a bucket list that has been fulfilled as much as possible? Or will it be shoulda, woulda, coulda? My suggestion, and I highly, highly suggest this, is no matter what is on your bucket list, I don't care if it's getting your hair done, if it's getting a manicure, a pedicure, if it's sending snail mail to someone you care about, if it's calling someone that you love, if it's taking a trip down to the corner store, whatever is on your bucket list is important to you. And it could be important to someone else. I did not publish my first book until I was in my 50s. I did not go to college until I was in my 50s. I did not bounty hunt until I was in my 50s. I did not start Midnight Publishing until I was in my 70s. My point is this, ladies and gentlemen. As long as you are given another day by God, as long as He loans you another day, take the butt out of your life. Are you in a domestic violence relationship and you say, I want to leave butt? Why are you wasting your life? If you are in a job that does not give you peace of mind, and you say, well, I need to change jobs, but why are you wasting your talent? There's a parable that I grew up on. And the parable is this. A man called 3 of his servants to him, and he said, I'm going out of town, but I need you to do something for me. To one man he gave one of his talents. Now, in biblical times, the talent was money. He gave one man one talent. Gave another man 3 talents, or 2 talents. He gave the last man 5 talents. He says, I want you to hang on to these until I come back. The man went away. The man with 1 talent was very, very afraid because he only had 1 talent. He was afraid it would get stolen. So he buried it. The man with 2 or 3 talents, he was very afraid because he didn't want his talents to get stolen and the master be angry with him. So he hid them. The man with 5 talents went out and multiplied those talents. He invested, he bought product, he sold product. He made more talents for his master. Master returned. And he asked the 3 men what they did. The first man said, Master, you gave me 1 talent. I was afraid that I would lose it or it would get stolen. So I buried it. Master was not happy. He asked the second man, what did you do with your talents? And the second man said, Master, I also was afraid. So I hid them. The master was not happy. So he asked the man with 5 talents, and what did you do with your talents? And I'm sure by now the master is just so very frustrated, he's ready just to banish them all. And the third guy said, Master, I took your 5 talents and I doubled them. The master was thrilled. Well done. Here is your reward. The other 2, not so much. My point is this, ladies and gentlemen, all of us are given a talent, at least one. Because when God made us, He made us perfectly in His image. We as human beings, not so much. Because we have free will, we make unwise decisions. So, if you are a writer, I don't care if you write comic books, children's books, graphic novels, with the exception of erotica, I won't publish erotica. But if you are a writer, and you're sitting there going, oh, I need to contact Yvonne. I really need to see if I can get my work published. But you're the man with the 1 or 3 talents. You're wasting your talent. And this goes with anything, whether it's a job, whether it's art, whether it's whatever it is. If you are not getting a return on your talent, you're wasting it. And guess what? It might get taken away from you. So I've sat here and I've thought about my friend who I love. I've thought about the people that I've lost down through the years who I loved. I thought about my mom and the fact that she had a gift. She had a wonderful imagination. And it died with her. So she did not leave her grandchildren and her children anything tangible to pass down through the ages. Sure, she left material things, but she did not leave a book. And a book is always there. That breaks my heart. Very much. So, to the authors that I have and the author that I'm hoping is coming on, I welcome you. God has gifted me with being able to give you all a platform at no cost. Literally, no cost. None. I don't charge you for marketing. I don't charge you for editing. I don't charge you for formatting. I don't charge you for cover design. I don't charge you to publish. And I don't charge you for PR work. In any other world, each one of those would be charged differently. And I know that God will bring you to me in His time. We grow every day. And to my authors that are out there, that are already published, and my authors that are already on board, that I don't have your work yet, please, please, I beg you, use your talent to help me promote you. It is important, because the more that you invest your talent, the more talent you receive back. So, ladies and gentlemen, I want to say thank you to the authors that we have. Ellie Ryan is coming on board. I can't wait to get her book out there. Bonnie Clark, I'm finishing up her book, Errol's Journey. It is so inspirational. Peggy Engler, Alta Desinord with their spiritual inspiration books. Andrea Dean Van Scoyoc with her Vampire Goth books and her spiritual inspiration goth book, Welcome to Crowhaven Chapel. Jason Gerhardt, his Paranormal The Ferryman. It's amazing. Mary Brotherton with her two children's books, Sally's Heart and My Angel Book, and Faith and Folly. All three of those books are out there. She's sending me more. To Linda Humphrey, her children's book, Cornfield Flyers in East Tennessee. Sherry Ann Richardson. I am seeing that young woman blossom. It's like she has a new lease on life. I cannot be prouder of her. You know why? Because she didn't let a butt get in the way. Her A Chocolate Lover's Garden and Under the Dragon's Eye is out, and I am watching this woman just open up like a beautiful flower. I am seeing her do things, go places, and be something and someone she never thought she could. To all of you who do not think you can, when you take this T out of can't and make it can, yes you can. Because if my brother, who was never supposed to be functional in any shape or form, can be successful, yes you can. If me, with all of my insecurities, can start my bucket list in my 50s and continue in my 70s, oh yes you can. Yes you can. Take the butt out of your life. Remember that dash. Get on board. Stop making excuses. And I hear people say, well, the reason is, no, there is no good reason for not making a commitment to yourself. It's always poor excuses. If you want it bad enough, you'll find a way. There's 24 hours in everybody's day. It's called balance. So until tomorrow, say prayers, believe, understand that we all have an expiration date. Have the day you most deserve.